You mentioned train the trainer, and on an earlier call that you and I had, you mentioned that most partners offer train the trainer as their standard approach that often does leave a gap. When should a company plan to bring in dedicated training resources beyond what their implementation partner provides? And how do they know if they need more than just train the trainer?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think there are a couple of ways that they know. One is we touched upon this a little bit. It's if the customer has resources that have experience doing ERP implementations in the past, they will have a pretty clear idea if the train the trainer approach is going to work in their organization. Because every organization is different, you have to understand the culture of your organization, and you have to understand the type of resources that you have and what percent of those resources are allocated to a project. So many years ago, when I was a project manager, I did a project, and in that particular project, the core team members were 100% on the project. So they were taken from their jobs for the purpose of the ERP implementation. And then these people were responsible from attending design sessions, doing everything related to project. And the expectation was that they were also supposed to train everybody else. That's what train the trainer means. That the partner trains a subset of the learners, and that subset of the learners are responsible from training the rest of the organization. So if you have 100% dedicated resources, it's possibly okay that those resources will be able to train the rest of the organization. Again, other factors play into this. How many people they need to train, how many locations the organization have, are they physically separated and they would have to travel to different distribution centers, stores, all of this sort of play into this. But on average, if I have to generally answer this question, on average, you don't see that people assign 100% dedicated resources to implementations. What's usually expected is those people are expected to do a part of their job still, and they're also expected to help with the implementation. That tends to be maybe 50% of their time. So it's very clear as soon as the project starts that when those resources are attending design sessions, writing documentation, and testing the system, that it's going to be very difficult to also for those people to create training materials and deliver those training materials. And to make things more complicated also, that just because you're a good core team member, that doesn't also necessarily mean that you're a great trainer. So you can be great at designing systems, testing system. You can be very respected in your organization, but you may not have the skill set that's going to help you to train others. So I would say majority of the time organizations will need additional help if they are solely relying on train the trainer approach. If they are mindful of this and know the sort of they think it ahead, they can spread these resources. They can take advantage of low I would say activity times in the implementation to basically to their advantage to create training materials for the future. But if they sort of ignore this and then think that we're going to just figure it out when it gets closer to the implementation, most likely they're going to have to bring external resources. They will either have to bring external resources, they will ask to partner to bring additional resources to either create training materials or deliver training materials, or they will ask another company, not the implementation partner, but maybe a training partner like us or somebody else to come in and help with training. I'm of the mindset of, just do what you can when you can, rather than just wait until the last minute to just sort of shove everything together. But I'm also very much so aware of difficulties of an F&O implementation. So I think sometimes we are in wishful thinking mindset that things are gonna just go a certain way, and then until they don't, we don't realize it. Until we actually there's a situation of, okay, this is not going to work for us, then we have to do something about it.